Oh, yeah. Hello, hello. How are you? Let me see. I'm setting things up. I just saw someone write something on the chat. How are you? Should all be fine. I'm gonna ramble today, but because there are some strange things happening, Lucy is doing very well today because there's a really important reason for that. Okay. Hello, Miss Eldenware Yaikas. Wait, I think I haven't seen you here in quite a while. Isn't that right? I think I haven't seen you here for a while. We're gonna be rambling about, maybe we're gonna be celebrating some stuff like people getting fired, people getting divorced. The capture card is Elgato, yeah, but I've taken it off the screen right now. Haven't expected to be celebrating someone's divorce, but here we are. That is the situation that we have found ourselves in. Oh, the chair is it's really so cold. It's really so cold in this house. There's no heating right now because technically speaking it's getting too warm and too expensive to be using gas for warming. But it is cold enough that I'm freezing. Burger. Plant-based patties? What do you mean? What do you mean? Just consume my Reaper chili sauce. Make shift burgers, add onions, garlic, and mixed chili peppers. Burger command. Is there a burger command? I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. Lurking while I'm working. Come on. Hello. I keep missing the streams. It's okay. You're here now. I have to keep an eye on free chats. Yeah. And also, my throat is ill, but the really good news is that I went to a doctor and the doctor prescribed me medication and a few other things. And I'll be okay in 2 weeks. That is what the doctor said. 2 weeks is the time frame for me to get better. Also, I'm not sure if everybody is aware that is on YouTube right now, but I have joined White Forest along with other wonderful creators. So I've got a White Forest page now. I am alongside people like Demon Mama or Vosh or Keffels. I think Keffels has a page, right? Thank you very much. Burgers, chili sauce. Those are all things that I actually cannot eat right now. I have to take a break from spicy things, from anything with strong spices, really. You know? I think we're gonna head it off with Fightcade. Also, I've managed to connect the capture card. It's true. I have to eat very delicate food now for 2 weeks and take medicine. And then I'll be able to, So which topic should I tackle first? Seeing as there are a few topics that I want to talk about. Let me see. Let me get the browser here. Something really bad has happened, and I really want you all to know about it. I'm gonna give you the abridged version of the happenings. So basically, there's let me get this under control. There we go. Wait, what is it capturing? It's capturing this. So we're gonna start a new one. Hope it gets something. There we go. Okay, so there's this Holocaust researcher who's an acquaintance of my mom's. And recently on TV, she has said that during World War II, there was a sense of disappointment from the Jewish community, and that it felt that Polish people could have done more to help. And that's a whole complicated topic. There were, of course, good people that helped. There were horrible people that didn't. There were the so-called blackmailers that would go to Jewish people that would hide in apartments, basements, etc. And as per the name, they would blackmail them. And so the Polish government was not very happy with Barbara Engelking's statement, demanded an apology, and sued the private TV station that allowed such quote unquote speech. That was phase one. That was phase one of this weird happening. Phase one, during which the government attacked the private TV, and phase one, during which the lawsuit happened. And of course, right after the statement and the aggressive response from the government, I've been verbally assaulted by an anti-Semite on the bus. So there we have it. Quick action, quick reaction from the emboldened government and emboldened bigots. But, as I've just said, that was just phase one. Phase two is the thing that I would like to focus on today. The Minister of Education in Poland, called Czarnek, has directly blackmailed the place of work of the Holocaust scholar, saying that if she is not fired, there will be no funding for the institute that hires her. Let me see. No funding for academics who insult Poles. From 2 days ago. Let's take a look at this article to get a little bit of a grip. Oh my gosh. I accept cookies. No funding for academics who insult Poles, the greatest victims of World War II, says Education Minister. Which is, of course, yes, it is undeniable that Poland has suffered greatly during World War II. But it does not change the fact that Polish people that sold Jewish people out existed, that there were many instances, as I've said, of blackmail. Even when I went to the march to Umschlagplatz, and the march to the Umschlagplatz, the Platz was the place from where Jewish people were taken to the death camps. Even on that march, when we stopped monument by monument, because there were several monuments of the ghetto, each time we stopped, a history of a family would be told to us. Each time a story of a specific family. And I think at least with two families, at some point, a group of blackmailers appear in this story that sort of alert the Nazis to the place of hiding of a Jewish family, or go to the family directly and blackmail them. So, just so you know, people like the Polish government try to make this into a very simple, very black and white situation in which all the Polish people were just heroes who saved Jewish people. And that is just not an accurate picture of what happened. That is just not an accurate representation of the historical situation. Okay? Poland's Minister of Education and Science, Przemysław Czarnek, has announced that he will not approve funding for academics who insult Poles, whom he described as the greatest victims of World War II. The remarks came amid continued debate over claims last week by leading Polish Holocaust scholar Barbara Engelking that Poles did little to help Jews during the war. She's the head of research institute that is part of the Polish Academics of Sciences, PAN. Hello, Sir Yvain, a state body funded by the government. Also, Sir Yvain, come join the chat. Here we go. Here we have it. So we continue. We continue. Engelking's comments have been condemned by figures from Poland's conservative government, including the Prime Minister. The broadcasting regulator has launched an investigation into the TV station that aired her remarks. And I'm pretty sure there's also a lawsuit going on top of the quote-unquote investigation. So there's not just an investigation, there's also a lawsuit. Okay, there's also a lawsuit going on. There's always a lot. There's always a lot happening when it comes to the Polish fascistic government. Let's be honest and frank about what's going on. Engelking's comments have been condemned. So we've read this part. One politician from the ruling camp announced on Sunday that he was reporting the academic to prosecutors for insulting the Polish nation, a crime in Poland that carries a prison sentence of up to 3 years. So you can see how ridiculous this whole thing is, right? Poland's broadcasting regulator is investigating US-owned station TVN over an interview in which a leading Holocaust scholar said Poles did little to help Jews during the war. That is not exactly what she said, by the way. She actually didn't say that Polish people did little to help Jewish people during the war. She said her exact words that were that there was a sense of disappointment within the community and a sense that more could have been done. But keep in mind, she herself said that she is not 100% convinced that more could have been done. So it is like that is actually a nuanced discussion with a lot of arguments. The Prime Minister condemned the remarks as part of an anti-Polish narrative, which is just not correct. That is not true. An MEP from Poland's ruling party is filing a request for Holocaust scholar Barbara Engelking to be prosecuted for insulting the Polish nation, which is ridiculous. I think everybody watching right now can agree with me that what is happening with Barbara Engelking is pretty ridiculous, right? I think it's fair to say, right? Speaking about controversy, yesterday on state broadcaster TVP, Czarnek said, and Czarnek is the Minister of Education, in case anyone forgot. Czarnek said that while he does not intend to influence staffing policies at the Institute of Sociology at PAN. I will be reviewing financial decisions because I will not finance on a larger scale an institute that supports the kind of people who insults Poles. So basically, fall in line or we will cut funding. Asked if he should be making funding decisions based on whether or not he liked particular research, Czarnek said, offending Poles and the Polish nation, the greatest victim of World War II, is not the role of Polish academics supported by state money. I will not give money for this. See? Ridiculous. This is the person. Like, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but the cover is pretty telling in this case, okay? Even though technically speaking, you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover. That is a pretty far right cover. I'll tell you that much. During the Second World War, around 6 million Polish citizens died, representing 17% of the pre-war population. That was the highest populational losses of any country during the war. Around half of those deaths were Polish Jewish people. During the war, some 90% of Poland's Jewish people were killed, compared to around 10% of the non-Jewish population. Overall, around 6 million Jewish people of all nationalities were killed in the Holocaust. During his interview with RMF, Czarnek argued that Engelking's remarks were in particular an insult towards those Poles who helped Jewish people during the Holocaust. I, of course, do not agree with this assessment. Right? Among the roughly 28,000 people honored by Israel as righteous among the nations for risking their lives to help Jewish people, there are more Poles, over 7,000, than any other national group. So it is factual that many Polish people did help, but it is also factual that many not only did not help, but also did worse, okay? And this is like we're getting to some very important things. A Polish family killed by German officers for sheltering Jewish people have been recognized as martyrs by the people, putting them on the path to sainthood. Józef and Victoria Ulma and their 6 children were executed in 1944, along with 8 Jewish people they had hidden. Because the Ulm family were hiding the Jewish people, but other Polish people sold them out, so they were all executed. So as you can see, this is not as simple a topic as one might think. Hello, Jess. Hello. It is a pretty complicated topic, and we need to be able to discuss it. We need to be able to talk about the people that helped, and it is great that they did, but we do also need to be able to discuss those people that did not help, that were indifferent, that alerted the Nazi authorities, the ones that blackmailed Jewish families. And it was not a small amount of people. Okay? And it is ridiculous for the state to try to silence discussion about it through means such as suing a private TV station or trying to cut funding to an institute of learning because it will not fire the person that said something controversial. You know? This is actual censorship, by the way, while we are at it. Because I saw that freedom of speech and censorship have been a topic of a recent panel. And I will tell you that a minister of education cutting funding from a institute of learning is actual censorship of thought. It's what Trump would try to do. Well, there's a reason why the Polish government really liked Trump, why the Polish president during his campaign went to the US to visit President Trump. Or like the Polish government really endorsed, really was on the side of Trump when it comes to ideologically, especially. That is a sad, sad fact. So you're learning a bit about what is wrong. What is wrong? Oh, censorship is when you get banned from social media. True. Actually, learning a bit right now about current goings on in the Polish government that is trying to, as always, silence media that is private and not controlled by the government. And also, as I've said, I've been actually affected by this personally when an anti Semite went on a tirade saying how basically he started screaming at me how we've sheltered you, we've given you food, we saved you, will you pay us? This is how you, this is your gratitude, some nation or something like that. So the government's rhetoric has direct results in the emboldening of anti-Semites, which is pretty, I would say that's not good. I would say that's not good at all. Let us continue. However, in an article published today, a leading Polish Jewish figure, journalist Konstanty Gebert, argued that while the government claims it is defending the good name of the Polish righteous, it is actually sullying it. The lie that saving Jews during the war was the norm in Poland implies that it was no big deal, wrote Gebert for the Kultura Liberalna Weekly. It insults the over 7,000 Polish righteous who risked their lives to help, he argued. And I think that is a good argument, right? I do think that is a good argument. Gebert linked the Polish government's historical policy, which focused on promoting the image of Poles as heroes and victims during the war, to that pursued by Russia. Right? I mean, I think that is a good argument from the journalist. That if you say that everybody was just heroic, then it actually devalues the personal risk, the actual heroism of the people that decided to help. And it sort of tries to whitewash or lessen the horribleness of those who sold Jewish people out to the Nazi authorities, who blackmailed Jewish people. And since this is an ongoing thing, one of those ongoing things in Poland, there are a couple of things that I might do in the near future. One of those things is I might be meeting with Barbara Engelking personally, and I might ask her about this. And if I do, I'm gonna upload it as an update to this thing that I'm talking about right now. And if there are any more news, any new developments on this situation, then I will, of course, keep you all informed. Okay? So I will probably meet with the scholar involved in this situation, and I will try to get in some questions. If you have any questions, actually, that you would like to hear me ask to the scholar, write them and I will ask them. And then I will upload the responses. So we will do that tomorrow. Okay, I will talk about it in a minute. So I think that is all that I have to say about this situation for now. I think it goes without saying that it is ridiculous for a far-right government to be trying to silence scholars and silence honest and open discussion about history and what happened. If we want to move forward and make the world a better place, then we all need to be honest about what happened, about history. Okay? Okay. So, if you think this sort of segment is valuable, if you think those sort of segments talking about what's going on in Poland are worth watching, then give this segment a like, share it with your friends, hit the bell, consider becoming a page subscriber, consider becoming a Patreon or a Coffeeer, consider supporting this channel in any way you can. Thank you very much. It was supposed to be just a free-for-all, a free-form rant, but I think we have successfully turned it into a segment. Do you think this works as a segment? I think it does, but also, I've got a question for the viewers. Do you think, how do you like the avatar today? I have done some tweaking to make the avatar better. So what do you think? Is the avatar better today? Do you see a difference? Is the avatar less sort of erratic today? Is it better than usually? What do you think? Write in the chat your opinions on the current state of the VTube avatar. Kinda. I know for sure that it's probably less jerky. Well, okay, maybe I should I should make my question more precise because I didn't change how it looks. I tweaked the way that it moves. So there should be less random jerky movements, less random avatar going up and down, bowing, or weirdly jerking up, those sort of things. I should have specified. I should have specified. Oh, the same, no change. Interesting. I know usually there were a lot of those super abrupt movements that you'll probably not see anymore. You know? So I think in time you will see that there's an improvement. There's an improvement to the avatar and how it works. Beyond what I've done with the software, the only other solution might be to actually just get a better camera with a higher frame rate, etc. Because I'm not sure if anything else can be improved via software alone. I think some of it can only be improved by a hardware upgrade. But I still believe we have done a move in the right direction. You know, there have been some wild things going on lately. The biggest conservative pundit, Tucker Carlson, has been fired. I'm not exactly sure what for. There are some speculations, but I guess that's a good thing that a person like him has lost his job. The other thing is Steven Crowder getting a divorce, which is wacky, and Steven Crowder getting into a big spat over it. Like, Steven Crowder has gotten into a big spat. Well, maybe not spat. He started whining about no fault divorce existing. And I think Vosh has made a whole video about it. Like about how he's crying that that sort of thing is even allowed. That a wife can just decide not to be with him anymore. Hello, Neil Shadaka, how are you? Rupert Murdoch was sick of him. I think we were all sick of Tucker Carlson. Apparently, one of his co-hosts left and spilled some tea about Crowder. Oh, well, that is interesting. Wait, Crowder or are you talking about the divorce or cause Tucker Carlson was fired and Steven Crowder is getting divorced. because his wife decided that she just doesn't want to be with him anymore. And I mean, can you really blame the guy for not wanting to be with Steven Crowder? Yeah, yeah, Dashaka, can you blame Crowder's wife? Can you really? I don't think you can. I don't think it's possible. I think she's made the right choice. I think she's, as you call it, dodged a bullet. That is my firm belief that ex Crowder, as Mrs. Crowder, has dodged a gigantic bullet. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm having a weird opinion. Crowder is going for a lot right now. Yeah, I know. That is so sad. That is so, so sad. Oh, yeah. There's a big trinity of events happening. For example, I know that Matt Walsh has been owned by a Vosh fan in a debate. Not really dodged the bullet. She had to deal with the bullet for years. Oh, that's fair enough. But she has dodged the additional bullets of having to stay in the marriage. You know? I think we might watch one of those videos. Let's see. Vaush. Boom. And let me see. Tucker Carlson just got fired. Excellent. My wife left me, changed her mind. There's also another meme actually. There's a second version of of the meme with a woman being at the desk and with a sign, I divorced Steven Crowder, don't bother changing my mind. Dave Landa is the co-host name. Oh, okay. She what? Let's see Vosh videos. It's okay. It's okay to do some fun reacting to Vosh since we are all part of the bigger White Forest family, right? I have to admit, I cannot wait. I simply cannot wait for my throat to be fully recovered in 2 weeks because, like, I still sort of feel a burning discomfort when I speak, and that sort of makes me speak probably slower. It makes me take more pauses, etc. Like, I'll probably, when I finally shake off this throat thing, I'll probably take on a little bit of a different speaking pattern, which is going to be great. Which is going to be great because, well, I guess primarily I'll just not be feeling the discomfort in my throat, which is never good. Why did Fox News Media fire him? So we have a few choices of topics here. I sort of want to get into the whole divorce thing. But true, I changed my mind. True. Okay, what do you want me to react to in our little react segment? Tucker Carlson getting fired. I think we might find the thing on Crowder somewhere around here. Do the Crowder one first. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see what comes up. Seen both already. Have you seen my thoughts on it? Have you seen my thoughts on it? Hello, Mnescha. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Whose video should we watch? We actually have a choice. The Majority Report, H3 Podcast, Hassan. We could watch Hassan. No, Ducky, sorry, Ducky. What do you mean? Okay, we can watch a few. Can see a few reactions.
From the one and only, the legendary comedian Steven Crowder. Hi, Steve. Steve.
Legendary comedian. When was, oh, never mind. He keeps trying to do comedy with his weird racist impersonations. True, you haven't heard my thoughts yet on the big Stephen Crowded divorce. Stephen Crowded. It was too crowded and Stephen Crowder's house, so a divorce had to happen. You love Vosh's sarcasm. Well, wait till you hear famous has a dry sarcasm. I'm actually not fully in form because of my throat condition.
Steve got a divorce. Now, you might wonder, to what extent is this political news? The answer to this is, it's very funny.
I mean, you know, that might be a bit mean. Actually, oh my God, I'm not sarcastic. I'm just a bully. I'm just a mean person. When Vosh said that it's funny, the first thing that came to my mind is to say that finally Steven Crowder managed to do something funny as a comedian. Is that too much to say? Is it too much to say that Steven Crowder has finally come into his own as a comedian? He finally did something genuinely funny? Damn. I don't know. Maybe his career as a comedian is just starting right now. Oh yeah. Well, the whole bit was about changing Crowder's mind. It's okay. It's Crowder. True, I guess. Like, he did manage to be funny. So, no, don't go to sleep. Okay, let's continue. Let us continue. Because this gets interesting, you know? This gets interesting because, oh, but you're here for my thoughts, right? Especially since I'm actually going through and you might think at first that it is, okay, what I'm about to say might seem really unrelated and strange, but right now I'm going through a book called To Walk and Smile is the Right of Everybody. It is a book about sex work in the 19th century on the terrains of the so-called Polish kingdom, which was part of the Russian Empire in the 19th century. And you might be asking yourselves, why are you mentioning a book on sex work in the 19th century when discussing a segment about Steven Crowder getting divorced? And the answer to that question is it's because Steven Crowder has some opinions on marriage which basically mirrors the status quo of marriage in the 19th century, or maybe even before that. You know, because 19th century was the time when a no-fault divorce was getting sort of implemented and normalized. So I guess it's like I'm mentioning this because Steven Crowder really wishes we would go back in time, you know? Like a long, long time into the past. Also, while I'm at it, I'm gonna tell you why the book is titled. I'm gonna tell you why the book is titled To Walk and Smile is Everybody's Right. I think I've mentioned this on stream before. I think I've mentioned this yesterday on stream, but I think it's worth reminding. Like, there's a, you know how there's this thing where men will tell women to smile more? You know, hey, you would look nicer if you smiled more. Smile more. And that it's sort of like a way of control how women act. Smile more, right? So, when it came to sex workers, a an inverse of that was the truth. Women who were sex workers were told to never smile, don't bring attention to themselves, to basically be invisible. And one of the biggest tenets of that were that they were forbidden, basically, from smiling in public, which was an inverse way of controlling how women acted. And in a sign of protest, a socialist wrote, I don't remember his name right now. A socialist wrote, it is a right of everyone to walk around the city and smile. Everyone has the right to smile. Okay? Because of the whole big, if you're a sex worker, it is forbidden for you to smile in public. You know? I think it was even reinforced by law, this sort of thing. So as you can see, the whole thing is not really about smiling or not smiling. It is about control. It is about control people's actions. And in both cases, with smiling and not smiling, the two very ends of the spectrum, it is about controlling how a woman acts. Hello, Boy Meets Meanie. We're watching a segment by our good friend Vosh, and I decided to sort of mention the book. It is everybody's right to walk and smile. Well, I try to read as much as possible. I have so many books to that I must read, but thank you very much. It is a very good book, and there is a very special guest that I want to get on stream. So I don't want to talk too much about the book. I want to save it for a very special guest that I'm sort of behind the scenes working on getting on this stream to talk to. I think this will be one of the bigger treats for this stream because this unnamed guest is a really great person. Conservative Christians love projecting control on others. Yeah, I know that this there is a lot to talk about when it comes to the subject. What I really I can sort of talk about the topic a little bit. I would really like to discuss sex work, what it means today, what it means for people's sort of freedom, for their ability to make a living, how sex work today connects or compares to sex work in the past, in the 19th century. Those are topics that are worth exploring, I think. And it is a topic that I would really like to talk about with the special unnamed guest whom I won't name until I can secure a meeting, a talk. Okay, we've done a little bit of a side thing about the book, and now we can continue watching Crowder crying about no fault divorces, I guess.
And that's really all you need, right? Listen, okay? As we know, everything is politics.
You know, while we read it, Vosh is also correct in the sense that they say laughter brings you health. They do say laughter brings you health. And I think in this instance, we're gonna get a lot of laughter. Do you know why I like Vosh so much? Look at Vosh's chat on screen. So many duck emotes. Vosh fans use so many duck emotes. I'm surprised more Vosh fans are also not fans of this stream since they're such fans of ducks. Vosh is not a chaser. Come on. Stop. Stop it. Please. Because he's based.
All fits within the dynamic. And if everything fits within it, then anything that makes us laugh must be good politics, right? It necessarily follows. There's actually a lot here. Apparently, the divorce filing was from some late 2022. which means that if you go back and look through his history of posts, you can see like every tweet he's made.
Nobody's chasing me. I've got no chasers. Where are the chasers at? Maybe once I show myself on camera. But remember, for me to show myself on camera, there's a condition. And the condition is 50 viewers live. 50 viewers live is the condition for me to do a stream, not with the avatar, but with the Lucy Has a Face experience. FaceTime, face reveal, as they call it. The face reveal.
Made where he's like attacking single mothers or talking about the death of the American family or just whatever crap he's talking about. That was after he was given divorce filing. So
Is it even safe to watch Crowder vocally abuse his wife on stream? Is that even a thing that I can show? Is that actually a thing that is safe for me to show? Actually, let's check real quick how many people are watching right now. I'm disabled, so I cannot chase. I will slowly walk in your general direction if you want. Of course. Of course I want. Of course. There are 10 people on YouTube. 9 people on the page. Two people on Twitch. Shouldn't be an issue. Okay, let's watch the footage. Before we move on, we're gonna watch some footage of Steven Crowder working for his divorce. I actually thought when you said shouldn't be an issue, I actually thought you were referring to the 50 viewers, not the showing of Steven Crowder. I was like, oh yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Hey, Lucy goes working on that presentation. Hello. Of course, fake Alec Kyle Parker. Like, I have stabilized the avatar a bit. So some of the more hardcore, erratic movements you won't see anymore. Like the avatar is gonna be a bit smoother today. That's true. Okay, let's go. Exclusive video reveals Steven Crowder emotionally abusing wife. In statement, Hillary Crowder's family says she had his emotionally abusive behavior for years. Damn. That shouldn't be an issue either. Getting 50 viewers, true. And then you will see how Lucy Haze looks like in real life on camera. And in 2 weeks, I'll also be able to speak more freely since I can still feel that slight burn in the throat.
I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary.
Wait.
I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary in abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car.
What?
Oh, Barry!
To do wifely things.
I will have to listen to it again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a subscription. Thank you so much. Thank you for the tier 1 subscription. But now we have to listen to it again.
Then I will go pick up the groceries.
Pick up the groceries, Crowder. It's not that hard. Jesus, Crowder.
Because I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary in abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things,
Wifely things?
then I will go pick up the groceries. Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it.
What?
You first. Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes. How do you man? How do you man receive love and respect?
What's happening?
No. How do you man? No, you're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You are not
then
taking
I
the
will
car.
ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not a threat, Stephen.
A threat? What the hell? Hello, Jackin. How did... I'm so surprised she stayed with him for so long. This is ridiculous. Is that a threat? How are you... Oh my god. Like...
An Uber.
Okay, Stephen, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Stephen.
Like, I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you
What?
I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
Stephen,
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be
Steven.
back when I'm back?
Stephen,
You're making it worse.
What?
The only way out of this is discipline and respect.
This... What? The only way out of this is discipline and... She grew up evangelical. She was groomed. Like... I hate to ask this question, which I don't know. Like, maybe I'm the weird person for thinking this. Like, apart from all of the weird abuse coming from Steven Crowder, saying weird stuff about discipline, don't they both have a car? Don't they both have their own car? In those sort of situations, usually both people just have their own car. What seems to be even the issue here? What? The situation is that she wanted to take the car and he wanted what's going on? Evangelical women are raised with the expectation that their husband is gonna do it and they should just go along with it. With the amount of money he makes, he can easily have more than one vehicle to get around. He probably has one to box her in. It's not about whether or not they both have cars. Yeah, I know it's not, but it just, as an aside thing, it's like, it's such a very, this weird talk of discipline. It's about trying to guilt trip her into staying at the house. Like, it's making everyone's life miserable for no reason. Like, it literally feels like he's just making her life miserable for no reason. This is so ridiculous. Like when she said, I'll just ask someone to pick me up. And he was like, was that a threat? Are you threatening me? And then he's like, the only way out of this is discipline and respect. What is this nonsense? Like, this creeps me out, and ironically, this creeps me out. In America, it's absurd to have only one car per household if you're not single. Like him saying about her taking it her is boxing him is sounds like projection. Yeah, it does. Like, so ridiculous. Discipline and respect. What does that even mean? It's the only way he could keep a wife. Yeah. No wonder Crowder is against no-fault divorce. He's talking to her like if he was talking condescendingly to his own audience. He's a miserable man and wants his wife to be miserable as well. Try being someone worth respecting, Stephen, right? I don't know. Wasn't there that saying that respect is earned?
It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
We are at an
Impasse? Like, okay, do you know what makes me angry more than anything else in the world? Do you know what annoys me? What I have no sort of... I recently saw Vosh say on stream that he has little to no respect for people with low self-control, right? You know what? You know what is the sort of people that I have little respect for? I have little respect for people that take small issues, non-issues, that take normal everyday situations and turn them into huge toxic arguments and make the other person's life miserable over nothing. I hate it so much when you take a very simple situation like going to the store and you turn it into this whole thing about you, about discipline or whatever. You create some bizarre impasse. Like, ridiculous. You know? Ridiculous.
An impasse.
we are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline or respect. Yeah, there you go.
You can't have any discipline and respect. The discipline part is just idiotic. I'm just gonna call it what it is. The discipline part is idiotic. And when you're in a relationship, whatever relationship it is, respect is mutual. It doesn't just go one person respects the other and the other person like one person respects and the other treats the person like crap. It doesn't work like that. You know?
You throw your hand, you give up so easily.
I don't give up, Stephen.
Hillary, you give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this
What does that mean? You give up so easily?
is discipline and respect. You said,
Oh yeah. When someone refuses to be your personal slave or whatever, that means you're giving up. Right. Crowder views her as a servant. Ridiculous.
then we're at an impasse.
Stephen, no, we are at an
It's a two-way street. Yeah, of course. It has to be. Otherwise, it ends up in a divorce.
impasse, okay? I love you, but Stephen, Steven, your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it.
is sick.
What? Okay, did you see this exchange? Steven, I love you, but you're being abusive. Watch it. Watch it. Like, yeah.
Watch it. Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just stop engaging for a little bit. Okay? I love you. I love you very much.
Yeah, I really, like, she really seems to be trying to make this work. You know? She's really struggling to make this work. Like, I really, like, it's really no wonder that she has had enough. Like, when she's actually trying to communicate with him, tell him that she's being abusive, and she's like, watch it. Like, that is a threat, yeah.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it. You go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right. We're at an impasse. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a wife worthy.
A wife worthy. Well, you know what? You got what you wanted. The marriage is over.
Oh, Barry!
Thank you for gifting Zoshelix with a tier 1 subscription. Thank you very much.
No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. I said as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Sounds like hell to be committed to him, to be honest.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not gonna.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to you. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves.
I need to.
Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
What?
I'm gonna just.
Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dogs take? Don't you take Betty?
As the Crowders head inside, Steven gets angry and angry, and by his own admission screams, I will... What? At his pregnant wife, Hillary, who then flees their home. By the way, I'm gonna also... This sort of situation can lead to... It is worth noting, okay? Like... This sort of situation can lead to a loss of pregnancy. You should keep that in mind, okay? This sort of situation can and does lead to a miscarriage, you know? Like when a person is pregnant, it's like, especially in the later stages, it's best not to avoid stressful situations exactly like this one. You know? Like, yeah, of course. It does lead to stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's a situation. I'm surprised she stayed in the marriage for so long. I'm surprised she has not left it much sooner. But yeah, let us all mock Steven Crowder together with Vosh. All right, let us do it together as a White Forest family.
The energy, it came from within the house. It's all making sense now. The big plan is coming together. So, what do you got? What do you got to say, Steve? What's up?
I have been living with a proverbial boot on my neck for going on years now.
Boot on my neck. What a victim. Victim Steve. Poor Steve. With a boot on his head.
Since 2021, I've been living through what has increasingly been a horrendous divorce. Now, let me say on the outset, to be clear,
Oh my good. Okay, wait. Then I missed.
A horrendous divorce. What's going on behind the scenes that makes the divorce horrendous? I mean, seeing the video that we've just seen, I think that it's like more like a wonderful divorce. She's free now.
Remembered. Wow. Whew, this has been going on for a while. Yee.
there is no
Yikes.
infidelity, any kind of physical abuse at all on either side.
There has been no abuse on either side. No, that is a lie. We just saw that there was a lie. There definitely was abuse on one side. Okay? So right off the bat, that is a blatant lie. Yeah, I will. That is a blatant lie. There was no abuse on either side. What a joke.
And no, this was not my choice. My then wife decided that she didn't want to be married anymore.
Well, guess why? We've just seen a whole video explaining why. You know? Like, I really appreciate the saying that a picture says more than 1,000 words. He does get paid to lie. True. That is true.
And in the state of Texas, that
Man, right off the bat, that's pretty wild. Isn't like the standard cope response from everyone who's being dumped or divorced that it was like a mutual thing? Maybe that's more of like a relationship ending with boyfriend and girlfriend thing. I don't know if that's so much with marriage, but like I feel like Steven would be incentivized here to go like, yeah, it was a mutual decision. Wasn't really.
I mean, he already sort of made it a more of a mutual thing by saying that there was no abuse on either side.
Now and not just flatly say, yeah, my wife just doesn't want to be with me anymore.
that is completely permitted.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. State of Texas?
Be married anymore. And in the state of Texas, that is completely permitted.
I mean, shouldn't it be? Should it not be permitted? Should she be shackled for him for life, no matter what he does?
Yes, that is.
Like he did cry in the previous video that she was not wife worthy. So I guess she decided that if she's not wife worthy, then what's the point of being his wife? So she divorced him. Of course. What she did was a pretty logical conclusion of what he was saying in that video we've just watched. You know?
True. We have no fault divorce laws. Oh, Republicans are gunning for those too, by the way. Republicans want to go back to the day when like
Oh yeah, in Poland, conservatives are trying to get rid of divorce as well, by the way. Just so you know.
it used to be. So no fault divorces basically means like you can get out of the contract, the legal contract, no matter what. This is also known as freedom. But conservatives want to return to the day where you needed like a reason to get out of divorce. And man,
Actually, it used to be a little bit different, okay? Before there was a clean-cut no-fault divorce, there was actually no divorce. But there was something called treating the marriage as invalid.
Oh, Barry!
Oh, thank you so much for gifting Palmat a tier 1 subscription. Thank you so much. So, that's actually a very interesting thing, you know, because there were a few ways to get a divorce for all intents and practices, and one of those ways was to make a mistake in the marriage papers on purpose in order to later be able to point to that mistake that was made during the marriage on purpose and say, this marriage is not this marriage was done incorrectly, so it is not, so it does not have to be upheld because it was done incorrectly to begin with. You know? And that is what people getting married would do. They would leave this back door for a divorce by creating mistakes in the paperwork on purpose. That was like the 90th century method of one of the 90th century methods of getting a divorce. Of course, there were things like divorce if a husband was violent, etc. I know. Oh, that is not good to hear, Boy Meets Mimi. Wait, have you ever told what South Asian country you're from? I don't think you ever said. Is it okay to ask?
Depending on the country and time, the reason you needed had to be like pretty severe. I think there were actually illicit services that were offered in many like European countries through the. I mean, God, for a while this was like an institution where basically they would like arrange fake evidence for infidelity or for abuse to try to get the courts to rescind a marriage. Or there'd be cases where like a husband and wife didn't want to be together anymore, but you can't just divorce for that reason. So like the man would have to like sleep with a bunch of prostitutes and then be caught by his wife who was in on it because then she could go like, my husband was just like insane.
And of course, for the longest time, divorce was not an option, but only separation.
Shit like that. Like, if people don't want to be together, they'll find their get-arounds. Of course, the real reason they don't want no-fault divorce is exactly what you're looking at here. Steven Crowder wants to be able to look at his miserable wife who wants a divorce and say no, and then force her to spend the rest of her life with him. That's
Yeah. And then tell her how she's not wife-worthy, how she should put on the gloves, or that he will whack her up or whatever.
reason why, yeah, he said that.
It's been the most heartbreaking experience of my life, what I consider to be my deepest personal failure. And just so you know, my opinions on parenting and families have not changed. I've always believed that children need a mom and a dad, that divorce is horrible. And I still believe that children need a mom and a dad and that divorce is horrible.
Divorce is horrible. I think the research actually indicates that on average, children of homosexual parentage actually fare better than heterosexual parentage, though that might be influenced by economic factors, because usually gay couples that have the money to adopt or have kids or whatever are usually wealthier than like the median het family. All the same, just
All depends.
there. I grew up. I had a friend back in high school who had two gay parents, and the two gay parents were miserable, abusive pieces of shit for what it's worth. You know, I also have had many friends who have had heterosexual parents who were miserable, abusive pieces of shit. So not really skewing the data much there, but
Yeah.
that is that's the one negative example.
I mean, you reap what you sow, right? Make all parents gay. True.
That I have. Yeah.
But in today's legal system, my beliefs don't matter.
Is the whole video just going to be him going like, it's not legal for me to force my wife to stay with me?
Yes. That is basically what this video is probably going to be. Yes,
Steven.
In
Steven.
Texas, divorce is permitted when one party wants it.
Yeah, that is. It
Period.
is. That's what we're.
So
that's
for
the
well
whole,
over a year, well over a year, in the best
That is true. He is just angry.
of my children, we've decided to keep this issue private and to resolve it privately with the appropriate attorneys, what have you, legal jargon. Now, in all this, one thing I want to be really clear about is certain. True north here is that my children are blameless, completely without fault.
Oh yeah, I know. You're to blame.
All these issues
I
private.
know they're blameless. That's because you're to blame. You're the abuser in this situation, of course. Crying with Crowder. That's good. You know, I will probably either put it on the thumbnail or as the title. Crying with Crowder. That's good. That's great. I'm gonna use this. I'm stealing this from you.
Privately, as it's in their best interests, both emotionally and physically, to do so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Divorce is really rough on kids, you know. I'm like the only guy I know who has really good parents. Both of my parents are warm and friendly and supportive, and always have been. And like everybody else that I know, their parentage situation is just like a divorce, or they're pieces of
True.
shit, or they're like distant or whatever. Everyone's always been jealous of my parents.
We will have tears. Also, the situation between my parents has been very complicated. It was not a nice, warm, calm marriage. Let me just say that. It was they had a very complicated marriage and they did end up divorcing, so I have not had the luck of having a parent situation like Vosh, unfortunately.
All my friends growing up. And, you know, having good parents really is a huge boost in life. The confidence that allows me to say dumb shit online 24/7 and make money off of it was definitely like a product of my parents being really supportive of me.
So I don't know what the product of me saying things online and getting paid for it is. I have no clue what the source of my strength is. I have no clue. I will have to look within.
And sort of like, you know, coddling my autistic Riz when I was young, you know? Because autistic Riz
I would be really sad, Draken, if that was actually the case.
takes a while to hone, you know? It's like a blade with a whetstone.
I'm sorry I'm not reading the whole comment, but I'm gonna be able to speak much more energetically and fast once my throat is fully recovered. And that'll be in about 2 weeks. In about 2 weeks, my throat should be recovered. According to my doctor.
You know, my parents see me stumbling around when I'm an upstart youth, being a embarrassment, and rather than shame me for it, they're like, one of these days, he's not going to make me cringe out of my skull, and maybe one day we'll get there. It's a process.
Now, the other issue is, and this is something that I've kept private for likely far too long, many other people knew about this behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good reaction. Okay.
Not all, but some of them in positions of power, influence, leverage, knew of this.
Oh, Candace Owens. This
They
is
also knew that the safety of my
That is good. Yeah. My friends are the source of my strength. Yeah, that is good.
children included keeping it private. So if you're familiar with the idea of extortion,
Okay. I'm not entirely sure what he means by safety of his children. Does he mean like his kids would get
I mean, I would say that Steven is not a very safe person seeing the video from just a couple of minutes ago. I would see that the safest option would be for the kids to stay with the mom.
Bullied at school if they heard that the parents were going through a divorce. I feel like the kids would get bullied at school for having Steven Crowder as a dad. If
True. I
like,
agree.
If the mom keeps the kids, and then it became known that that like the divorce was happening.
Wait, hold on. What? Sirivane, your bio that tried to do what?
The school would be like, bro, you're losing Crowder as a dad? Bro, that's sick.
That's sick. That's a W. That's
Let's
such a
get
win.
pretty together. Because it's high school, so I assume...
That is
it's
such a win.
Let's plank. Wait, no, that's going back in time, not forward. Hold on. I don't know.
Then you know the feeling well. Now, some of these threats were so thinly veiled that I'm frankly surprised you didn't all guess immediately.
Stephen
Yep. We're
Candace
widening
Owens.
the Daily Wire Steven Crowder beef, which I love. I love conservative infighting. We'll get to more of that with Tucker. I love this more than anything. I love it more than anything in the world.
has a lot going on. I guess is the best way to say it. He has a lot going on, and that should be clear because people don't do stuff like this if there's not a lot going on in their lives. I would like to implore my audience and everybody
God. Well, I'm glad that it didn't happen.
that isn't paying attention to the situation not to condemn him, but to pray for him. Sometimes people need a prayer. Sometimes people need a scripture. You know, Stephen purports to be a Christian. I am unsure at this moment if it is my place to say more than.
So trust me, an unloving household is worse than divorce. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100% with what you're saying here.
that.
Oh my God, she's so mean.
You know, maybe if I feel
Oh my gosh.
some things should be said, or maybe if I feel that the public has a right to understand certain circumstances.
Yeah. I'm glad it's better. And I'm glad she did.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm with Steven on this one. That was literally just her probing him. That was literally just her poking him with the stick. That's pretty overt. Yeah, okay, that's pretty funny.
People
Well,
needing scripture is one of many
you win
America's
some, you lose
problems.
some.
All my children have a right to privacy. Now, some
God.
other issues have been, or I should say, inferences have been more pernicious behind the scenes with demands and threats to use this information that they believe would be so publicly embarrassing to me and my wife at a difficult time that it could be used, knowingly putting my children in harm's way. So
I don't understand what he's like implying with the children in harm.
I don't know.
I
I don't know what he means with the harm's way either, to be honest.
idea. Is there like a squad of hitmen that have a contract where they'll be deployed in as children if ever the marriage ends? Well, I haven't.
I mean, mean girl vibes. True. Hello, Free Speech Studios 111.
No idea. I don't know why he keeps saying that. Initially I assumed it was just like generic privacy protection, but he's he's really leaning on that.
to those self-styled Christians, conservatives, and allies, well, not in my book. Now, if you find yourself, I don't want to get into details, so this is going to likely be the only time I have to address this or want to address
Oh my gosh.
this. If you're asking yourself,
The wife has to get the kids, right? There's
That would be
Crowder's,
best.
like openly said paternal leave is for sissies. Like
Paternal leave is for what? What an idiot. I think he's bringing up his kids to demonize his wife for divorcing him. I agree, actually.
this is one of those guys.
I agree.
I'm spending time with the kids. What am I, a woman? There's no.
True.
He's got a whole media career. I don't know anything about Crowder's wife. I don't think she's a public figure. I assumed she was just a housewife. I mean, Crowder definitely makes enough money. They don't need two incomes. I assumed she would get the kids. I have no idea. That's very important info to me because I want to make fun of him over it. And
True.
by the way, I don't think that's just me like making fun of the misfortune of a person who I don't like, though it is definitely mostly that. Politically, like this.
It's also laughing from the misfortune of a bigot and an abuser. Okay? You reap what you saw. You abuse your spouse, they leave. That's it.
Man is using his divorce as a way of complaining about no-fault divorce laws.
Yeah.
Like the ideology of this guy is one of like coercion and of
Yeah. Basically 18th or 19th century.
of housewives of like that. It's the he is this is a vehicle for broader grievances. So the fact that he's like bad at relationships or that it's falling apart or whatever, you can infer whatever you want, but like I cannot imagine this guy is particularly pleasant to spend his time around. Can you imagine living in a house? I feel like living in a house with Steven Crowder would just be
We don't have to imagine. We saw it. We saw it on video. We don't really need to imagine or speculate anymore. So thank you for linking that little snippet of his life for us.
being subjected to like minstrel shows 24/7, but like bad ones, Like, hey, I'm not praising minstrel shows. However, I assume they had a writing team. Crowder,
I mean, we did saw a whole video of Steven Crowder abusing his wife. So yeah, we don't have to imagine how it's like. We can see it on
the other hand, he's
record.
acting this shit, okay? So I think it would actually be worse, No practice runs on these. I think my man just like keeps a sombrero tucked next to the fridge and like a giant comedy mustache and is doing his essay bit at the kids. Like,
If only that was the thing he was doing and not the thing that we saw on video. If only that was the bit that he was doing. But alas, unfortunately, no.
where, Yeah, it's the
What we got in reality, or rather what his ex-wife got in reality, was infinitely worse.
Yeah, I have no idea. He's got like tactical shoe shine stashed in like 58 places across his large house, so that at any moment, whenever he thinks it'd be a funny bit, like his kid asks for help with math homework, and he's like, how would a black answer? And he like smashes a window and reaches into like the frame and pulls out a little thing of shoe shine, starts like rapidly applying. He's like, wait, that's my best guess as to what it would be like to live with Steven Crowder. I don't know.
Yourself, hey, did X person or did Y person know? The answer is likely yes.
I did kind of think the same thing. That video we saw was also just a tiny snippet of Chowder's home life. Yeah, that is true.
Which will be made alarmingly clear as this process of discovery continues. And it also, by the way, makes me that much more appreciative of those who did know about this and in understanding the best interests of my family, my children, kept their word and used discretion. I can't thank you enough. Sincerely, I appreciate it. Won't forget it. It's pretty simple. I loved a woman so much that I married her. A woman who, despite all of this, I still love as the mother of my children.
I'm not sure how to comment on this, considering, once again, what we saw in the video.
And she wanted something else for her life.
Man, this is got to be rough behind the scenes, man. This is
Yep.
Do you think?
Yep. I mean, we saw a sample.
I have to assume that like for the entire divorce process, Crowder's been like, okay, you can't do an expose on this. You can't do an expose. You can't. I swear to God, you can't. I will sue you into oblivion if you do a tell-all story about living with me or whatever. Because I assume his wife's gonna stay silent, because otherwise, man, if she ever doesn't.
I don't know who leaked that video. Who was the one that leaked that video that we saw before?
With a YouTuber, Oh man. I'm just imagining her like just showing up on like the drunken peasants or
Drunken
like,
peasants.
in a bread tube or Destiny
Hi.
stream or something.
To
And just the most
Destiny.
embarrassing shit in the universe gets dumped. Gotta contact her. That's right. I gotta reach out. I gotta find.
I haven't just heard about the abuse, JJ Candelabra. We've watched a video of it. Okay, we've watched a video footage of the abuse. You know? So at this point, I haven't just heard about it. I saw the footage of it. Welcome to the stream as well. So it's not really speculation at this point. If you have video evidence. Was from a Ring camera. I doubt it would be hard for someone motivated to rub the data. True. That's true.
Find a way. It's the only way. That's probably not going to happen. I have to assume that it's pretty Loctite.
That's not my choice. She simply wanted out, and the law says that that's how it works.
Yeah. She wanted an out because you're an abusive piece of crap. And she deserved an out from the situation. Also, as Bosch was told about during today's stream, the day that Crowder's wife was delivering their twins, he bought another home purely to not go to the hospital and to get put off helping take care of his twins. Oh my God. I don't even, what do you even say to that?
Works.
Once again, literally, like, I wish the law forced her to stay with me. I can't, dude. How embarrassing! Like 4 times in the same video. Oh man, we'll talk about
That is
next.
pretty embarrassing.
Now,
Yeah.
folks, look, I get it. There are multiple sides to every story, but one thing that is
This is okay. This is my new Marvel Cinematic Universe feature. Okay, guys, coming
What
to a
is?
segment near you, but it's like the next segment, not this one. So it's like you have to see all the segments for it to make sense. Okay, I'm gonna do cryptography. All right, the Zodiac
My
code
gosh.
will have like cipher pieces scattered across all of my videos, and you have to watch all of them to catch it. We'll do like an ARG thing. Okay. And then once you've put it all together, you can finally figure out how I feel about conservatives. And we found a K, we found a Y. Yeah.
undeniable in this case is that it's no one's fault but my own in that I picked wrong, and that's certainly not the fault of my children.
Nope. Your choice. You actually, the mistake was her accepting you, and your fault lies within you being an abusive piece of crap. I think that's the more accurate representation of what happened. I think so.
And I will say that what's in the best interest of my children is not internet drama, speculation.
What is best for your children would be to be as far away from you as possible.
Certainly not blatant or veiled shakedowns or dragging their father or mother, and I can't be clear on that enough, or their mother through the mud. And to anyone who tries it, I'm no longer going to pacify, capitulate, or sidestep because I love them a whole lot more than I love you. And I will continue to do whatever is necessary to protect my children. Discussing the divorce
Jesus.
on social media or on this show or in any public space is not what's best for them. I'll be handling this through the proper legal avenues and channels available as a matter of record in which I have more.
Steven Crowder is gonna sue me. He only sees his family as status symbol, and with that symbol being taken away from him, he knows he'll be ostracized by his community and from some conservative args.
Than full confidence. So I'd ask that you understand the need for and respect our privacy. And
There's no way he's keeping the kids, right? Otherwise,
There is no way.
there's no way. Well, I wish the wife and the kids luck, right? Like I have no reason to think I have no reason to think ill of them. The wife has to be pretty
You said it, Free Speech Studios 111. Like, he picked wrong. Ridiculous.
weird to have fallen for Crowder to begin with, but like bitches be dumb. I don't know. That's the thing with women, okay? It's women drop all of their like red flag detection systems the moment you do a goofy jig in front of them. All you have to do is a little two-step in front of a girl, and it, you know, she falls for you. So I imagine he can do a two-step, and that's probably what happened.
What is obviously a pretty tough time. And I hope that none of this has to go any further than that.
Well, good luck to them. Man,
My gosh.
why do all of these conservative icons of traditional families and relationships keep getting in divorce? No, Trump's been,
I wonder.
or is it 3 marriages or 3 divorces? I don't remember. Seems to keep happening though, like all over the place. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, divorce is obviously like really difficult. It's you know, part of this is Schadenfreude, of course, but a lot of it is also just yeah, I don't know. I think like it's pretty obvious.
Well,
that
if your spouse happens to be a gigantic piece of crap abuser, then it's okay probably to divorce them.
if any like direct political message was to be taken from this, it would be that Crowder wants to live in a world where the state can force women to stay with him, even if they don't like him anymore. Like, and he's pretty open about that, which
Yeah,
to me like
he
a
is.
direct and overt statement about the way conservatives view women, and the way conservatives view a marriage, and the way conservatives view, I guess, like love as a concept. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It goes so much further than just misogyny. Obviously, that's a big part of it, but I think it also speaks to like a fundamental underlying political sociopathy, an ideology that sort of numbs you to the
I'm gonna basically trying to get to a state in history when the woman was basically an accessory to the husband. And there was a moment in history when that was very much the case,
concept
especially for the wealthy.
of I don't know. I didn't even want to say like unconditional love because I don't think that's really a thing in any case. You know, there's always some outsized condition. I get mad at unconditional love in media, you know, where it's like oh, how, you know, Sasuke, how could you drop the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but I still care about you, my brother. No, fuck you. I'm not, you know, but there's something about conservatism that really just really destroys fundamental parts of the human body. You know, it's not good. It's not good.
It is not good indeed. But if you think this stream is good, if you think this segment is good, if you think what I do is good, then consider subscribing to this channel, hitting the bell, and, you know, supporting this channel in any way you can. Thank you, as this is like this is going to be my main source of income, what I'm doing here. So please consider doing those things. Alrighty, we've done ourselves our little thing of, we've done some, what do you call it, gossip. We've done a segment. We've actually done 2 segments. One on the situation in Poland, and one on the situation with Steven Crowder. And now, if you want it to happen, we might as well play some Resident Evil 2. So the choice is yours. I might have to not stream for 6 hours today, so we have 2 choices essentially. One more segment, reaction or Resident Evil 2, Claire. What is your choice? I always like to give you a democratic choice. So what is your choice in the matter? One more segment, one more reaction, or do we continue Resident Evil 2? Scenario B, Claire. I'm gonna give you a few moments to gather yourselves. Jess says Resident Evil 2. I'm just here for the dictator. Alright. So I guess Resident Evil it is. I hope it works. Let's go. I've already actually prepared the next Resident Evil, if you can believe it. Oh, it's so quiet. Oh, it's so loud. Okay, so now we... Oh, it's actually okay. Very good. Okay. Okay. Wait, what am I? Where is the... Here. Oh my gosh. So annoying. Okay, that's better. We're gonna load the save and try to get further in the scenario B. The whole scenario B was actually basically removed from Resident Evil 2 Remake. Oh my gosh. For real? Oh my gosh. I can't believe what's happening. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. PlayStation. Now it's working. This game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. It does. It actually does. It seriously does. Resident Evil 2. Okay, where am I with the save? Waiting room. Gore. I'm here. What am I supposed to be doing? Do I need to take anything from here? Red jewel. Okay. Wait. Okay, that's fine. And we need to go here. Okay. I have. We're actually just playing. We are playing through the whole series. So if you love Resident Evil, then try to catch more streams because we're playing through the whole series starting with the originals, and then we will go through the remakes. So these are the games that I'm gonna be playing. We have finished Resident Evil 1, the original. Now we are playing through Resident Evil 2. Next we will play the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Then we will play Code Veronica, Resident Evil 4 the original, Resident Evil 5 the original, Resident Evil 6 the maybe, and then 1 0 remake, 1 remake, 2 remake, 3 remake, 4 remake, and then 6 and 7 finally we will play. What do you think? Does that sound like a plan? Does that sound like a plan to you? That sounds like a plan to you, then comment in some way on it. They sort of ignored Resident Evil Code Veronica when discussing Leon's story in Resident Evil 4. Oh, nice. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for the final sub to reach 680. picking up that. Wait. Wasn't there an enemy here? Yeah. We're gonna try to find something here. There are 2 liquors here, if I remember correctly. Wait, where the... Is this place literally empty? Oh. Well, thanks. Okay. Well, Konami is struggling with being a gaming company in general. Konami is a shadow of its former self. A lot of its properties, the original creators left the company and are working independently. The creator of Castlevania left and did his own Castlevania independently. Hideo Kojima left because of the abuse and is making new projects. The creators of Suikoden left and are making a brand new RPG independently called Eiyuden Chronicles. So you know. Silent Hill 2 remaster, from what I heard, is a gigantic flop. Like done from some inferior version of the game. I think the remaster, from what I remember, I think they've lost the code for the game and they had to recreate the game from the beta or something. What? I didn't even see that one. So yeah. The remake. We'll see. I'm just gonna have to see, you know? There's a lot. They are making the remasters of the first 2 Suikoden games. I'm not sure if you've heard. So yeah, Konami is actually making a remaster of the first 2 Suikoden movies. Not movies, games. My God. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. But what I'm really looking for forward to is Eiyuden Chronicles, made by the creator of Suikoden, the team that made Suikoden, and Motoi Sakuraba will be making the music for Eiyuden. Well, technically speaking, a gaming company has dedicated teams that separately do certain types of games, you know? Technically speaking, people that work on things like Silent Hill should not be at all the same people that work on games like Suikoden. I would imagine that Suikoden is being handled by very different people than Silent Hill. But who knows what the situation is right now in the company. Oh, I can move further back. Yeah. And of course, I don't even hope for a new, well-made Vandal Hearts. Do any of you even know or remember what Vandal Hearts was? Any of you know Vandal Hearts? A strategic RPG game. Was a strategic game like Final Fantasy Tactics. Although Vandal Hearts 2 took the cake when it came to gritty, serious tone. It really did. Yeah. There were two good Vandal Hearts games. The first one and the second one that was much more dark. You know? Oh, there were zombies here. Let's We're making progress. Okay. So, let's see. You might have to shoot them all. My gosh. Okay. There we go. This one we might as well just fool around with. Nice. Oh. It's for Leon. In Resident Evil 4, Leon says dramatically, "The cop inside me died on that day." And I'm like, Leon, that was your first day on the job. You weren't even a full-fledged cop yet. And you're already saying that the cop inside of you died. Oh, now I get it. Okay, I've missed it. Don't worry. I know where it is. I know where it is, so it's okay. Also, LOL, the one-sided relationship with Ada, who just was just working with Wesker. No, it wasn't just the first day at that department. You know, it wasn't. He was a rookie. It was clearly said that he was a newbie at being a cop. Like, when Claire and Leon first speak in the car, she says, "You're a cop, right?" And he says, "Yeah, first day on the job. Great, huh?" It was his first day on the job as a cop. It wasn't his first day at that department. At least that's how it was originally. He was supposed to be a rookie cop. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've missed somewhere the explosive charge. I have no idea where. Or have I missed the charge? No, it was not. It wasn't sarcasm. Like, it was his literal first day on the job. The great ha part was sarcasm, but the first day on the job was like, was not. Mhm. Should we save or not? Might as well save. What if Mr. X gets me or something? It would not be good. And then we have to repeat doing all that. Let's just save. Let's just save. To be safe. Okay, we're going upstairs now. We're gonna get the wreckage clear. True. That is true. Leon's got natural talent. This is why in 4, Leon became a super special agent. Why am I going here? Oof, anytime now. Okay. Mr. X has not been showing for a long time now, so I'm expecting him to be like to show up any moment now. Like expecting him to go like boom. That was a small explosion. Oh my gosh. Did he jump me?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought you were another one of those zombies.
Are you Chief Irons?
Yes, that's me. And just who are you? No, don't bother telling me. It makes no difference. You'll end up just like all the others. That's the mayor's daughter. I was told to look after her, but I failed miserably. Just look at her.
Damn.
She was a true beauty. Her skin nothing short of perfection. But it will soon putrefy and she will turn into a zombie within the hour like all the others.
There must be some way to stop it.
In a manner of speaking, there is. Either by putting a bullet through her brain, or by decapitating her completely. And to think that taxidermy used to be my hobby. But no longer. Please, I'd really like to be alone now.
Sheesh.
Please, I'd really like to be alone now.
Damn. What a person. He's gonna. As I was straightening up the chief's room, he burst through the door with a furious look on his face. It's only been 2 months since I've started working here, but this is the second time I've seen him like this. The last time was when I bumped into that statue, only this time he looked even more agitated than ever. I seriously thought for a moment that he was going to hurt me. I finally discovered what the chief has been hiding all along. If he finds out that I know, my life will be in serious danger. It's getting late already. I'm just going to have to take this one day at a time. Well,
Wait. Let me go! Easy, easy there. I'm not a zombie. You're safe now. My name's Claire. What's yours?
Sherry.
Do you know where your parents are?
They both work at the Umbrella Chemical Plant, near the city limits.
The chemical plant? Then what are you doing here?
My mom called and told me to go to the police station because it was too dangerous to stay at home.
From the look of things, I'd say she was probably right. But it's dangerous here as well. You'd better come with me.
But there's something out there. I don't know what it is.
oh no.
But I saw it. Much larger than any of those zombies. And it's coming after me.
What was that?
That's what I was telling you about. It's here.
Sherry, wait!
That's pretty terrifying. Being chased by your crazed zombie dad. Why didn't Mr. X and, and the scientist ever fight? That's weird that they never cross paths and fight, to be honest. You would think that they would meet at least once and struggle. Birkin and Mr. X.
Chief?
Chief? It's all over. Those imbeciles from Umbrella have finally done it. Despite all their promises, they've ruined my town. Soon the streets will be infested with zombies. I'm beginning to think that I may even be infected myself. I'll kill everyone in town if this turns out to be true. I was successful in spreading confusion among the police as planned. I've made sure that no one from the outside will come to help. With the delays in police actions, no one will have the chance to escape my city alive. I've seen to it personally that all escape routes from inside the precinct have been cut off as well. There are several survivors still attempting to escape through the lower levels, but I'll make sure no one gets out. I've had a change of heart about the remaining survivors inside the precinct. I've decided to hunt them down myself. I shot Ed in the back through the heart less than an hour ago. Sheesh. I watched him writhe in pain upon the floor in a pool of his own blood. The expression on his face was positively exquisite. He died with his eyes wide open, staring up at me. It was beautiful. I wonder if the buyer's daughter is still alive. I let her escape so I could enjoy hunting her down later. I'm going to enjoy my new trophy. Yes, frozen forever. And the pose I chose to give her. I choose to give her. So he killed her, I guess. I guess he killed her. Okay, now he'll come. I'm pretty sure. I'm preparing myself mentally for it to happen. Rondor. That's the wrong door. Okay, now I'm mentally prepping myself for an imminent attack. Bracing myself. Brace myself. This is pod racing, true. It's been so long since he appeared that I'm really... It's probably gonna scare the crap out of me when he just jumps out of nowhere. When I grow complacent. Where is Mr. X? Society rules. It rocks. I think. Depends. Depends on which society, I guess. Wait, this is the wrong place. You have to specify your question. I really cannot wait for my throat to be recovered. Finally. It's only been 1 day of treatment. But playing games is part of society. Also, I've been to a really nice event lately. was a real life event. Actually, we'll have to go up and go to my mom in the morning. So many doors. I think there were dogs here in scenario A. I was in a theater. It was an event dedicated to an old freedom fighter in the Polish People's Republic in the 70s and 80s. He died in 2021. It was really sad. He died because his dog started drowning and he jumped in to save his dog. And he managed to save his dog, but he drowned himself. He drowned saving his dog from drowning. So it was like a meeting in memory of this person. But he was a very well-known public figure. So we went there with Mom, and after that, sadly, no. He was like 75 or more when he died. So I have to admit that it's to actually be able to jump into cold water because the dog was drowning because ice broke under him.
Sherry, I've been looking everywhere for you. I was so worried. We've got to go now, honey, okay? If we stay here, that monster will find us. Let's go.
No, I won't.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
It's not that, Claire. It's because of my daddy. He's over there. I heard him call my name. Daddy must have been attacked by the monsters. I have to help him.
Wait, Sherry, don't go alone. Sherry! Sherry!
So yeah, at the age of 70-something, he managed to jump into freezing cold water and save his dog. I would say that's pretty impressive. Wait. Am I really expected to do this puzzle as Sherry? Isn't she a bit small to push the boxes? Is Sherry a playable character in any of the later games? Oh, it actually works. There we go. The green key. I have no clue what I was doing here. It's the vomiters. The vomiter zombies.
Claire! Are you there?
Sherry, are you okay? Did you find your dad?
Yes, I'm okay. But I couldn't find him. But I did find something else for you. Here. Here's another.
Thanks, sweetie. Now, why don't you come over here? I want you to stay with me.
Claire! I can't reach the ventilation hole anymore. But don't worry, I'll find another way. I can take care of myself.
Wait, Sherry, come back! Sherry! Sherry!
Do you read me, Claire? We now have access to the back of the parking lot.
Got it.
I'm getting out of here and heading to the sewer. Can you meet me there?
I'm on my way.
All right. Oh my gosh. My gosh. Almost got done for. What's in here? What sort of gear awaits me here? Ammo. It's worth. 7 is nice. I'm gonna play it on stream sooner or later. Guess that was the tough choice. Yeah. We need to heal. I have no clue how I remember that, but I haven't played them nearly as much as Resident Evil. I'm out of space. There are pretty good items here. But I think we are also near a save point. Okay, that was... I started to praise myself and then this happened. Oh my gosh. You know what? I think this is our clue to finish for today. We have had a wonderful stream. How many hours have we been streaming? 3 hours. So I think we have done enough. We will continue this next time. I have to go to sleep and I have to visit my mom in the morning. So for today we have done a few things. We have talked a bit. We have done 2 juicy segments and we have played some Resident Evil. We have actually made some progress in Resident Evil. And now it's time for bed. So thank you very much. Love and solidarity. Hope to see you on the next stream. I hope you've enjoyed this one. And I will see you all, okay? All right? Good night. I need to sleep. I need to sleep because, I need to be rested to prepare better streams for you. Okay then. Good night. End stream.